Hello, YouTube. This is Mary once again, coming to you with another video. Today, this video is about my first encounter with a warlock or a witch, a male witch, and it started back in I said it was 1991 maybe, and at this during this time, I was dating two guys, and I wanted to make a choice as to which man I was gonna let go and which one I was gonna keep. I need to make a decision because I was just messing around too much. So I was sitting there at work and I was contemplating of which man should I keep. And this voice, the voice I was telling you about in the other video, this voice says to me, "The man that gives you something yellow, do what he says." Just as plain as day. The man that gives you something yellow, do what he says. So I'm thinking this voice was answering my question as to which man I was going to keep. And there's something yellow. It appeared to me that it would be a gold ring or some yellow flowers or something yellow. Either one of these men would give me something yellow. That's the sign. So that's the way I interpreted the saying. So at the same time, it was a man on the radio that come on every day, and then they were advertising that he was coming to the hotel on that Sunday, and he had a message he wanted to give to the people about New Age and things that were left out of the Bible, and just it sounded kind of interesting to me. They had it all hyped up and telling people to hurry and get there early so they can get a seat because it was limited to the first 100 people. So I got my sister, and she decided to go with me. So that Sunday, we arrived at the hotel right on time. It was 10 o'clock. We got there, and nobody was there. We get there, we sit there. We're the only two people in this big conference room, and even the minister wasn't there. So we sat there and we talked, and my sister said, "Are you sure this is the right place?" I said, "Yeah, I'm sure, because it was advertised on the radio all week." So the man, his name was Emmanuel, he finally comes out. And he talks a little bit, and it's kind of uncomfortable just trying to talk to two people. And he finally said he was sorry about how nobody came, and he wanted us to go to the hotel, not the hotel, the cafeteria in the hotel, so we could have a little more intimacy and it would be warmer. So I really wanted to go, but my sister didn't. And he asked us, he said, "Have any of y'all ever had your palm read?" Neither one of us had. My sister said she didn't want to have anything to do with that witchcraft stuff. But I said, "Yeah, do me, because I've been hearing about you all week. I want something. I came up here for something." So anyway, my sister didn't want to go to the cafeteria part of the hotel. So we went on in there anyway, and we sat down at a large round table, and his Emmanuel sat across from me, and my sister sat between Emmanuel and I. And he started. I stretched my hands out, and he started reading my palms. And the man, you would think he was with me all my life. He told me my life story just by looking at my palms. It was just amazing, the things that he got right about me. And so then he had a briefcase. He said, "Mary, I see something in your life that you're going to need to be prepared for." He opened up his briefcase and took out some pencil and paper. And then he says, "I want you to write some things down." And he handed the paper. It was a piece of yellow paper, and he handed the paper to my sister for her to hand it to me. And she let the paper just fall to the air. She did not touch the paper. She held both hands in the air and said, "Ooh, no, I don't have anything to do with this." So I picked the paper up as it was falling to the table, and I said, "Just give me this paper so we could do this." So the paper went directly from him to me. And he wrote down a lot of things that I was supposed to do, and say prayers and read Psalms 92. He said, because something is coming upon your life, and you need to be prayed up, and you need to be protected. You need the prayer of protection. So the Psalms 91 is what I had to read for 9 nights, total of 9 nights, and get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and light these candles and do all of this stuff. And it was just a lot of stuff. And he was just, and I knew then when he was saying that, I said, man, this man is kind of witchy or something. But anyway, we left the hotel and we parted our ways. And in my mind, I said I wasn't gonna do what he said. I don't know. I told my sister when we got in the car, I said this was a weird day. Nobody comes show up at this meeting, and then he read my life. He know my whole life story, and all he give me was this yellow paper. And when I said yellow paper, I remembered that the voice said, "The man that gives you something yellow, do what he says." And that convinced me right then that I was supposed to do what this man asked me to do. Because he also told me to go to this store. It was a witch store, and buy these different herbs and where to get the candles and the incense and a whole bunch of stuff. And I told my sister about it. She said, now, you know, the voice told you that? The man that gives you something yellow, do what he says? I said, yeah, that same voice. And she said, Mary, what in the world is getting ready to happen in your life? I said, I don't know, because she knew about the voice, and she knew when I say I heard the voice, she knew that it was real, just from my past experiences with the voice. So I did the ritual for 9 days, and Emmanuel did come back and looked at the herbs and all the things that I had bought and helped me build this altar. And I did what I was supposed to do for 9 days, and believe it or not, I would say 6 months after that, the whole hype of it had kind of died down, and I forgot that I had did these rituals. But I was separated from my ex-husband at that time, and he came back into my life, and he brought crack cocaine with him, and I started using the drugs, and I got hooked on it and went downhill real fast, and God, it was just. And I believe it was these rituals that I did that saved me from getting any worse than what I was. But the voice was with me the whole time, telling me what to do. And I did manage to get off of drugs for 2 years. And after 2 years, I was still afraid that I was going to relapse. When nightfall came, I was just nervous. Thinking I was going to have to go out and buy drugs. Nightfall was rough. And this voice told me, says, Mary, if you want to get rid of the fear of relapse, you're going to have to write your way out of this one. So I began to write it in my diary. And my diary eventually became a book called Going Home Another Way. And this is the book. It's going to show up backwards, but this is the book, Going Home Another Way. And it may seem like a thick book, but it's large print. And I'd like to read to you the prologue, if I may. Is the prologue. Damn, I thought I'd be better by now. I still hear the loud sizzle in my ear that drives me crazy. I can't be still. Ouch, Better, that hurts. I'm pleading with her while holding my ear. You've got to stop shaking so much. I'm not trying to burn you. Your scalp is tender. I had to let the relaxer stay on longer to get the kinks out. Your hair is hard to straighten since you've been wearing it natural so long. I'm almost finished. If she only knew why I'm shaking so much. If she only knew why I haven't straightened my hair in such a long time. Only a few people knew about my illness. But I'm better now. It's just the hair thing. I can't get past that part. I wish the curling iron didn't make that noise. The sizzling sound of hair wrapping around the hot curling iron and the white foam it makes while molding the hair into a perfect spiral curl still haunts me. It's amazing how things can sound alike even if they are not the same. There is a big difference between a hot curling iron and a hot crack pipe. But to me, they have a lot in common. The sizzling noise the hot curling iron makes when it's curling hair that's just been sprayed with spritz is identical to the sound of cocaine burning in a crack pipe. I feel weak as I stand up from the chair and ramble through my purse looking for two $20 bills to pay Veta with. It's not much different from paying my dealer after getting high on crack either, but it doesn't take as long. Damn, I've been in this beauty shop for almost 3 hours. It'll be dark soon and I don't like being out at night. You look good with that short haircut, Mary. I wish you'd let your hair stay straight. You'll never get a man with that nappy hair. Let me put you down for next month. That new growth will look bad if you don't keep it straightened. Veta said this as she placed her hands on her large round hips with a proud look on her face. No, Veta, I'll call you when I'm ready to come back. My scalp is so sore. I don't know if I'm ready for this. It looks nice though. Maybe I'll get a boyfriend and that'll inspire me to come back. I smiled while saying this, knowing full well I wasn't coming back, nor did I want a boyfriend. Hell, if I needed to look good to get a man, then I'd have to look that way all the time to keep it. I was more concerned about getting out of there and getting some fresh air. I felt like vomiting. It had been 6 years since I smoked crack, and over 3 years since I straightened my hair. Now I'm reliving the scene again. I wanted a new look, and mostly wanted to see if the noise of the curling iron would still bother me. It did bother me. Nothing had changed. The curling iron still reminded me of the pipe when it's good and hot, ready to be smoked. A good hit from the pipe makes a loud sizzle. Veta had made some noise with the curling iron this evening. My poor scalp was sore from the tight, tiny curls she meticulously placed in neat little rows all over my head. Now I have to cut my hair off and start wearing it natural again. Oh well, it's just hair. The drive home was going to be long. I didn't even know if home was where I wanted to go. Maybe I should go to an AA meeting, I thought to myself. The meeting only lasts an hour. I could make it home before dark if I hurried. I didn't feel like I wanted to use crack again, but I became nervous from the long wait at the beauty shop. While driving, I couldn't decide whether to go home first and then to the AA meeting. I've always had a problem with directions. It seems as if I can only go to an unknown destination from a familiar starting point. It's absurd, but I'm a one-way Joe. I decided to drive straight to the meeting, and as usual, I got confused and ended up lost. Now I don't even know how to get home without going back to the beauty shop and starting all over. It's getting late. Damn. This is the prologue from Going Home Another Way, but as you can see now, I still wear my hair natural, but I've been drug-free for over 23 years now, but I wear my hair natural because it's just easier to keep up. But go out and get the book Going Home Another Way by Mary E. Sims, and you'll love it. I try to tell people about the story about how I got off crack, and people don't even believe that I was on it. But crack doesn't, cocaine, drugs, all of this, it doesn't discriminate. Anybody that's foolish enough to use it, like I was a fool. But I do believe this man, Emmanuel, and him coming around had something to do with that. I don't know. And he was a witch or a sorcerer or something. But like I say, it takes all kinds to make us get where we need to go. But anyway, subscribe to my channel, comment on the video. I'd love to hear some comments about whether Emmanuel was a witch, or if you think he was, what kind of person he was. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye because it's getting late. I didn't intend to be on the video this long. Goodbye, YouTube.